of the world, now I'm living. And the good just gets better, keeps on giving. Not even close to the end, it's just beginning. Life is getting lighter while the days are getting brighter, yeah.
Hi, it's Ann Perry, and today's topic of discussion is going to be, why don't I feel like my life path number? You know, so many of you have written to me and have said, you know, it's all great, Ann. You say I'm a life path number of this or I'm that, but I don't get it. I don't feel anything like that. And you know, it's very true. Lots of us don't feel like our life path number, and I'm going to help you to understand why that is. There are other factors in your birth code that can sometimes trump your life path number, if that's possible, and it can be it can provide factors that cause you to kind of disconnect from that life path number. But it's really important that we do understand what our life path number is and how it's going to be affecting us. So I want to help to sort of demystify it all for you. So here we go. Okay, so the first thing we need to look at is the fact that there are 4 core numbers in your chart. There's tons of numbers that are causing influences in terms of how you're moving through your life, but there's 4 key numbers in your chart that really can trump the life path number. So the first number that we look at comes from your date of birth, and it is the life path number, okay? This is the number that identifies your the target that you're aiming for, you know, the target that you're going after in your life. It identifies a major lesson that you agreed to learn before you incarnated into this lifetime. Some of those lessons are kind of tough, I get it, right? But you did invite them because it is the belief system of numerologists that we've written a soul's contract before we get here. And in that soul's contract are included all of the numbers that you wanted to put into your date of birth based on what you wanted to learn. So the biggest influence of your core numbers is going to be that comes from your life path number. Another reason for that is that your life path number never changes, right? Because it's based on your date of birth. And it's the central focus of your life. It's always going to be running sort of in the background of your life. Now, the expression number comes from your full name on your birth certificate. And your expression number identifies your talents and your gifts and your natural abilities. And this is the vehicle that drives your life purpose. I'll explain that a little bit later as we go along. But in your expression number, it's what people see about you. These are the talents that you have and the gifts that you have that are really very obvious to everybody else. They might not be, you know, what you aspire to be. You know, maybe you're a radio announcer, but maybe that's not really what you want to be, but you're good at it, right? But people will see it. They will recognize that these are gifts and talents that you have. Maybe it's a 3 energy and that's all about self-expression. Maybe it's an 8 energy, maybe your life path, or sorry, your expression number is an 8, which would be all about, you know, administrative abilities and management style and that sort of thing. So your expression number will definitely cause you to disconnect from your life purpose number quite often, and it certainly does in my case, and I'm going to illustrate that to you here in a second. And the next number we would look at would be your heart's desire number. Your expression number, we just talked about that a minute ago, is calculated by calculating the value of all of the letters in your full name on your birth certificate. So we assign numeric value to each one of those letters, and it produces a vibration that produces your expression number. In the case of your heart's desire number, we only look at the vowels, okay? So your heart's desire number is a really neat number because it identifies your inner needs. It identifies your deep desires and your inner motivations. You know, what really makes you tick, what would really make you happy is kind of hidden in the heart's desire. And it's not really easy for everybody else to see. And sometimes we're so busy trying to figure out a way to fulfill our life purpose or our life path number, and we use our expression number to do everything we think we need to do to make that happen, but we disregard and we ignore the heart's desire, where really a lot of the information is right there for us. So it reveals your innermost thoughts and dreams. And it shows you what you value the most. And it reveals what really feeds your soul. What is it that really makes you happy? What really makes you tick? Okay? So those of us who follow numerology, I think sometimes we get a little too hung up about what's my life purpose? You know, what's my life's path? But there's components and there's talents and there's gifts and there's inner motivation and there's all kinds of neat stuff that you brought forward with you, again, that's all part of that soul's contract, you know, the blueprint, if you will. The roadmap that you wrote. Now, once again, this is not to make it all about me, but who do I know better than me than than me. Okay, so I'm going to share with you a little bit about who I am and what makes me tick, and give you an illustration as to why you can kind of disconnect from your life path. So my life path number is a 7. Some of you know that. So the picture I'm showing here is me being very contemplative, being very reflective. I'm looking out to the ocean. I'm enjoying time by myself. And you know, the life path number of the 7 denotes that. You know, I do need time by myself. I do need to have time to sort of ponder things. I'm a big thinker, you know, I call myself a head case because I'm a 7, right? And all of us, we kind of overthink things, but we need downtime. We need time to kind of think things through. Now, 7s are spiritual teachers. So typically the 7 likes to teach things of a spiritual nature or a metaphysical nature, like numerology. And so I come by that honestly, right? So that is my path. That my path is to do that. However, 7s typically like to have time by themselves. 7s also like to be introspective and reflective, and we like to have lots of space. You know, we don't like to have people around us all the time. We need to be outside. We need to be plugged into nature. So that's not really conducive to being a teacher, right? Because if I need a whole lot of quiet time and downtime, and I don't really want everybody around me time, then I'm not particularly an effective teacher. However, good news is my expression number is the 5. So I put that picture in there because that's me sitting in a folk artist's home here in Nova Scotia, and it's kind of a goofy picture, and it shows my love of birds. That's why I sat there. That's the bird chair, by the way. When you sit in it, all the birds all flutter around it. It's kind of funny, but you know, it's that's the kind of stuff I like. You know, I like entertainment. I don't mind being on the stage. I don't mind doing these videos. I don't mind doing radio and television and all that kind of stuff, right? The stage doesn't bother me. I want to get my message across. And so when I was creating my soul's contract, I needed to find a way to deliver the message, right? Because me as a spiritual teacher, if I was just kind of quiet and reserved and kind of mousy and sitting over in the corner and I don't really want to, you know, talk to a whole lot of people and connect to a whole lot of people, I'm not going to be a very effective teacher, am I? So I needed a vehicle with which to drive my purpose home, okay? My purpose is to be the spiritual teacher, to inspire, to empower, to help everybody be as passionate about numerology as I am. Okay, so I needed a vehicle that was going to get me there. The expression number does that. I like change. I like freedom. I like to come and go as I please. I like to control my own destiny. I like to be self-employed, you know. I don't like to be micromanaged. That's why I work for myself. And all those sorts of things. So they're really conducive to being able to drive the message home. Now, when we take a look at the heart's desire number, the heart's desire is to be of service to other people. So there I am at a trade show, and I was teaching there at the trade show. 6s love to teach. 7s love to teach, right? But we need to have the confidence with which to get up on the stage. That's where the 5 comes from, okay? So, you know, for a long time, I had a hard time kind of identifying with what my purpose was. I knew I had an interest in numerology, but I really, you know, didn't know how I was going to get it out there. And then the more I got into it and the more I went on stage and talked to large audiences and that sort of thing, the more comfortable I got with it. And then I realized, wow, you know, I do have a talent for this. I do have a gift for this. And I'm having a blast, right? I just love playing with the audience. Boy, if this is a live audience, I'd pick you right out in a crowd and I'd just, you know, poke at you as best I can, you know, because I love to have fun while I'm teaching. So my heart's desire, it's all about being of service to other people, teaching other people, nurturing other people, nurturing relationships. You know, it's about being responsible to a bigger cause. The 6 is all about responsibility and balance, you know, and establishing balance in our lives. And it wasn't until I really, honestly, it wasn't until I really started developing my YouTube channel that I really came into alignment with my purpose. Because, you know, I get so inspired by all of you. Man, the testimonials and the comments that you put on my videos completely inspire me every single day to do the work that I do, right? And so it's just, you know, I had to find a way to just give, right? And this is what I love to do. So again, wasn't trying to make this all about me, but I needed to be able to show you that the life path number doesn't always fit the character, you know, because you can tell I'm sort of an outgoing kind of person and I enjoy talking. I have a sense of humor. I enjoy the limelight, all that, right? The 7 isn't typically that girl, okay? So I had to bring that 5 in as part of my soul's contract to make that happen so I can be that confident spiritual teacher. And I had to have the drive within my soul, my heart's desire had to say, I really want to do this for people. I really want to educate. I really want to do readings for people so that I can unlock their birth code, okay? So that's where my passion comes from. So what can you do to get more in alignment with your life's purpose? Well, you want to pay more attention to your heart's desire number. I wish I had earlier, because I've always been taught in numerology that the top number, being the life path number, is the one that holds the biggest punch. And it's true, it does, because it doesn't change, right? You can't change your life path number because it's based on your date of birth. However, the next in line to that would be your expression number based on all the letters in your name. But we tend to drop middle names, and we tend to change our married name to a married name, and we drop our whatever. We change our names in some ways. Sometimes we go by a reduced, version of our name. If we're David and we go by Dave, that changes the vibration, right? So the expression number doesn't hold quite as big a punch as the life purpose number does. And then down the chain again, a little further, is the heart's desire. And honestly, because of all the teachings and studying that I've done over the years on numerology, I kind of bought into the fact that the heart's desire wasn't as impactful as, say, the expression number. But you know what? I think I disagree. I think I've disagreed because, if you get in alignment with what your life soul wants, you can't go wrong, right? But sometimes, you need to tune into how you're expressing yourself. Does it match your expression number, okay? Or are you trying to please somebody else with your actions? So what do I mean by that? Say your mom was an actress, okay? And she really, really wanted you to become an actress. And so, you bow to the pressure and you become an actress, and you're expressing yourself in creative ways, and you're doing your thing, and you're playing your roles and whatnot. But is that really what you want to do? Is that really what makes you tick? Is it really what makes you happy? Or are you just going through the motions to make somebody else happy? So I think the bigger clues on how to align yourself better with your life's purpose, if you're feeling a little disconnected from it, is to take a harder look at your heart's desire number. So the other thing you need to look at is, what is the big lesson that is showing up in your life path number? Each life path number holds a big lesson, okay? And so we need to take a look at each number independently. And if you're curious about that, go to my website. It's www.anneperrynumerologist.com. And there's a little tab there that you can click on. It says resources, and it has life path numbers there. So you can go there and click it, and you can read a little bit more about your life path numbers. And if you don't know how to figure out what your life path number is, there is a video in my collection that says what is the correct way. How do I calculate my life purpose number correctly? So you might want to check that out too, and just make sure that you have the right number. But understanding what the big lesson is, the big lesson behind the 7, that's me, the 7 is all about trust, and trusting in myself, in my abilities, all that stuff, all the crap that you have to work your way through. And by the time you get to 57, I'm sure hoping I've got some of it. And I know that you have too, and that you're all working on it too, because we're all in this together. So, basically take a look at your life path number, see what that lesson is all about. The 2 would be about patience. The 1 is about being independent. The 3 is learning how to express yourself. The 4 is learning practical stability and process, one step in front of the other. The 5 is using constructive use of your freedom, making sure you don't abuse that. The 6 is learning balance and responsibility. The 7, again, is about trust. The 8 is learning how to work with your power. And the 9 is all learning about how to be a selfless person. So there's a lesson attached to each particular life path number. So it's really important that we understand what each of our lessons is. So I'm going to keep this short tonight. But I so appreciate you tuning in. I get so excited when I know that I'll be reaching out to a large audience, and that I'll be able to help you in a special way, reach you in some way. I'd love to hear your feedback. I just really like to interact. Everybody who comments, I try very hard to respond to each and every one of you. If you have any questions whatsoever, contact me. If you'd like for me to unlock your birth code, contact me. I'd love to do that for you. I offer all kinds of different types of readings, and you can go to my website, check them out. You can follow me on Facebook. I'm doing some live stuff on Facebook, and if for nothing else, you might want to go and get entertained by that, because live is really scary. But I'm having fun with it, learning about it. Obviously, if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, then you will be able to keep in touch a little bit closer and you'll know what's going on. And that's it. So thank you so much again for tuning in. It is my passion that I'm hoping that numerology will become your passion as well. Hoping you're having a great day, everybody. Take care, and thanks for tuning in. Bye now.